Have you ever met someone and felt this deep unease? Like something about them isn't quite right. But you can't put your finger on it. What if I told you that uncovering someone's true character doesn't require years of observation, just noticing 5 seemingly small things, and once you see them, everything changes? Now, let's talk about why this matters. Life is full of connections, some uplifting, some draining, and some downright destructive. We often assume we can know someone based on what they say or even what they show us. But the truth, true character doesn't live in words or appearances. It hides in the subtle, almost invisible corners of behavior. And ignoring these signs is like ignoring the smoke before the fire. I want you to imagine for a moment that you're a detective, not the kind who looks for crimes, but a detective of the human heart. What you're looking for aren't grand gestures. You're looking for whispers, micro, moments, the tiny flickers that reveal who someone truly is. The way they handle conflict, how they speak about others behind closed doors, their choices when no one is watching. This isn't about judging. It's about clarity. It's about protecting your energy, your heart, and your life from being entangled in someone else's hidden darkness. And here's the beauty: once you can see these 5 things, you'll never be blind to a person's true character again. Over the next sections, I'm going to walk you step by step through these 5 revealing behaviors and show you how to recognize them with precision and courage. The first thing you must notice without fail is how someone treats people who have nothing to offer them. This is not a minor detail. This is the window into their soul. Watch closely the waiter, the janitor, the assistant, the stranger asking for directions. These moments reveal the raw truth. Do they show patience, kindness, and genuine respect, or do they display entitlement, impatience, or subtle cruelty? Because here's the truth: when someone is only kind to gain something, when their respect is transactional, you are witnessing a carefully curated performance. True character isn't on stage, it's backstage, in the spaces where no one is applauding. And when you notice these small, often overlooked interactions, you start to understand the depth of someone's empathy, or the absence of it. Think about the last time you were around someone who treated others poorly when they had no reason to be nice. Didn't it leave a pit in your stomach? That pit, that gut instinct, is your internal radar alerting you to the truth. And it's rarely wrong. You don't have to wait for a betrayal, a lie, or a big dramatic moment to see who they really are. You can see it in these fleeting seconds. The way they speak to those who cannot influence their life is one of the most powerful mirrors of their soul. This is just the first of the 5. Pay attention here, because missing it is easy, but ignoring it can cost you more than you think. The second thing to notice is how someone handles accountability. When they really mess up, or when their mistakes are exposed, notice how they respond with honesty, humility, and responsibility, or with excuses, blame, and defensiveness. This is a pivotal window into their inner life. People reveal their true character, not when things are easy, but when the pressure is on, when their choices matter, and when there's no hiding behind charm or bravado. Think about it. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone fails. But not everyone steps up. Some people will deflect, rationalize, or manipulate the story so the fault appears elsewhere. Some will make you feel guilty for calling them out. And if you fall for that, you become complicit in their pattern. Real courage and real character shows when someone says, "I was wrong and I will do better." That simple acknowledgement separates the performative from the authentic. Notice it closely. The person who owns their failures without resentment, without shame, shaming others, is someone you can trust with honesty and vulnerability. The one who cannot do this, their true nature is revealed not in grand betrayals, but in these small, pivotal reactions. Accountability is the test of the soul. And once you start seeing it clearly, you realize that every interaction, every relationship is a reflection of who a person truly is, not who they pretend to be. The third sign is deceptively simple, but incredibly revealing. Listen closely to how someone talks about people when those people aren't in the room. Do they speak with respect, admiration, and fairness, or do they belittle, gossip, or spread negativity? This is a mirror into their integrity and empathy, a truth you can't ignore. Why is this so critical? Because words are powerful. And when someone feels safe enough to talk behind someone's back, they reveal not just what they think of others, but what they think of themselves. If they build others up, even in private, it shows a capacity for generosity, for compassion, for genuine connection. But if they tear others down, it exposes insecurity, envy, and a dangerous lack of moral grounding. Notice the subtle cues, the laughter that carries a sting, the exaggerated stories meant to humiliate, the sly comments meant to impress. These aren't harmless slips. They are small, recurring patterns that reflect how someone truly sees the world. People who thrive on gossip and judgment create a toxic ripple, and sooner or later, you will be caught in it. True character is quiet, consistent, and doesn't need an audience. It's in the small, unseen moments where trust is built or broken. Pay attention, because what someone says in private often speaks louder than what they perform in public. This is the third piece of the puzzle, and it's one you cannot afford to overlook. The fourth sign to notice is how someone reacts when you set a boundary, any boundary, big or small. This is where the mask often falls away. True character is revealed in respect, patience, and understanding. A person of integrity accepts your limits gracefully, even if they disagree. They may be disappointed, but they never attempt to guilt, manipulate, or punish you for asserting your needs. Boundaries are not about controlling others. They are about protecting yourself and honoring your values. And when someone resents or resists your boundaries, it exposes entitlement, insecurity, or a lack of empathy. Watch for subtle manipulations, the size, the passive-aggressive comments, the persistent pressure to bend you. These are not harmless quirks. They are warning signs that your emotional space may not be safe. Notice, too, how they respond over time. Do they respect your limits consistently, or do they only comply when it's convenient? True character is consistent. It does not change based on circumstance or convenience. People who honor boundaries demonstrate respect not only for you, but for themselves. They understand that healthy relationships are built on mutual respect, not control or coercion. Pay attention here, because boundaries are where many people first see someone's real nature. It is often the first revealing test of empathy, self-awareness, and respect. And once you see it clearly, it becomes impossible to ignore the truth of who they really are. The fifth and final sign, and perhaps the most telling, is how someone reacts when you show them vulnerability. When you share your fears, your struggles, your true self, notice their response. Do they lean in with empathy, compassion, and support, or do they dismiss, judge, or exploit your openness? This is the ultimate test of character. Vulnerability is not weakness, it's courage. And the people who recognize it as strength reveal their integrity and emotional intelligence. Those who cannot handle your vulnerability are not just lacking empathy, they are exposing selfishness, emotional immaturity, and sometimes a willingness to harm. Pay attention to the subtle cues, the eye roll, the rushed change of topic, the minimization of your experience. These are not small things. They are indicators of whether your heart is safe in their hands. Notice patterns over time. True character is consistent, and reactions to vulnerability are rarely one-off. Someone who consistently validates, listens deeply, and responds with care is someone you can trust. Conversely, repeated dismissal, ridicule, or manipulation is a red flag, a signal that your openness is being weaponized against you. This fifth sign is powerful because it shows not only how they relate to you, but how they relate to humanity in general. People who respect vulnerability respect life, connection, and authenticity. And once you recognize this, you will have all 5 keys to understanding someone's true character without deception, without illusions, and without wasted energy. Now, that you've seen the 5 signs, the way someone treats those who can't help them, how they handle accountability, what they say about others, how they respect your boundaries, and how they respond to vulnerability, it's time to connect the dots. Observing each sign individually is powerful, but true clarity comes when you step back and see the pattern. Life isn't a series of isolated moments. Character is consistent, like a river flowing beneath the surface. One small act may seem harmless, but repeated patterns reveal the essence of a person. When you start seeing all 5 signs together, you'll realize you have a map, a way to understand human behavior at its core. Suddenly, you'll recognize who nurtures growth, who builds trust, and who drains your energy or even puts you at risk. This isn't about perfection. Everyone has flaws. We all stumble. But patterns don't lie. The person who repeatedly shows kindness, accountability, respect, and empathy, these are the people you can rely on. The person who consistently fails in one or more areas, their character is speaking loud and clear whether they intend it to or not. Here's the crucial point. Noticing these signs is not about judgment. It's about protection, clarity, and conscious choice. Your energy is finite. Your heart is precious. Recognizing these patterns allows you to invest in relationships that nourish and avoid those that deplete. By observing carefully, you step into awareness, you step into courage, and this awareness is your most powerful tool. Now that you can recognize the 5 signs and connect the patterns, the next step is action. Knowledge alone isn't enough. Awareness without action leaves you vulnerable. Protecting yourself doesn't mean building walls around your heart or becoming cynical. It means choosing wisely where to invest your energy and trust. Start by observing without judgment. Keep your heart open, but let your eyes be clear. Notice consistently who lifts you up, who drains you, who shows integrity, and who reveals cracks in their character that could harm you. Use the 5 signs as your guideposts, like a moral compass, to navigate relationships with clarity and courage. Boundaries become your best ally. You now understand where lines must be drawn to preserve your emotional and mental health. And when someone crosses those lines, you respond, not with anger, but with conscious action. Distance, honest conversation, or even ending a relationship are not acts of cruelty. They are acts of self-respect. This is where courage meets wisdom. Many people fear confronting reality or taking action, thinking they might hurt feelings or appear harsh. But staying silent or ignoring red flags harms you more. The person who cannot respect you, who manipulates, or who exploits your vulnerability will continue to erode your energy until you stand firm. Remember, protecting yourself is not selfish. It's necessary. It's a declaration that your heart and your peace are worth guarding, and that you will not settle for anything authenticity in the people you allow close. Once you learn how to recognize true character, something powerful happens. You stop chasing connection and you start choosing it. You no longer feel the need to impress, prove, or over-explain yourself. Instead, you begin to gravitate toward people who feel safe, steady, and real. People whose presence doesn't exhaust you, but restores you. People of true character don't demand your energy, they respect it. They listen without waiting to speak. They honor your boundaries without resentment. They don't weaponize your vulnerability or turn your pain into gossip. With them, you feel seen, not evaluated, supported, not tested. And that feeling, that's not accidental. It's the result of integrity, empathy, and emotional maturity. You'll notice something else too. Relationships rooted in true character grow slowly, but they last. There's no chaos, no emotional roller coaster, no constant anxiety about where you stand. There's clarity. There's mutual respect. There's the freedom to be imperfect without fear of punishment or abandonment. And here's the hard truth. Choosing people of character sometimes means walking away from familiarity, from charm without depth, from intensity without safety, from relationships that once felt exciting but quietly depleted you. Letting go isn't failure, it's wisdom, it's growth. When you choose wisely, your life becomes quieter but richer, less crowded, but more meaningful. You stop explaining your worth and start living it. And that is what happens when you surround yourself with people whose character matches their words. Here is the final truth, and it's one that can quietly transform your entire life. Once you learn how to see someone's true character, you can never unsee it. The 5 signs are not theories. They are truths written in behavior, repeated in patterns and revealed over time. And when you choose to notice them, you choose clarity over confusion, peace over chaos, and courage over denial. You will stop giving endless chances to people who show you, again and again, that they cannot meet you with honesty, respect, or empathy. You will stop shrinking yourself to keep others comfortable, and most importantly, you will stop betraying your own intuition. Because deep down, you always knew. This awareness simply gives you permission to trust yourself. Character is revealed in the quiet moments, in how someone treats others, in how they own their mistakes, in how they speak when no one is watching, in how they respect boundaries, in how they respond to vulnerability. These 5 things never lie. They never mislead. They only wait for you to pay attention. So here's your ending statement. Listen closely, pay attention to behavior, not promises. Choose patterns, not apologies. And never ignore what someone consistently shows you. When you do that, you don't just protect your heart, you honor it. And that is where true strength begins.